Today we're going to be talking about the mass shooting that took place in Aurora, Colorado on the 20th of July. Basically what happened, a bunch of people were reviewing the Dark Knight Rises, and apparently one of the people that were entered the movie theater was apparently trying to view the video, then apparently got up, walked out the movie theater, and when he returned, he commenced a shooting. And as a result, 58 people were injured, 12 people dead, and there's a few people still in the comas that we're aware of. The guy that did the shooting, his name was James Holmes. He was a former grad student. He's 24 years old, and I believe he was a resident of Aurora, Colorado, and everything. Now, this is a very sad situation and stuff, and our hearts go out to the people who were injured and everything. But as a result from this, we need to basically think about what we need to do to prevent things like this, and without basically taking away rights from, law-abiding citizens who actually exercise gun rights, responsibly. Watched the video of James Holmes in court, and we both seen it.
Yeah.
And the guy, they say he wasn't on any kind of medications. I just think that's a load of shit. The dude looked messed up, definitely, and
the eyes were
wide open. The guy was just totally delirious, and they said he was showing signs of schizophrenia and stuff. And I just believe the guy was messed up. I mean, I don't know what he was messed up on, but the guy was obviously deranged. Showing definitely signs of psychopathic. No, excuse me, I said it wrong. Psychopathic behavior. But it's just a sad event that just happened and stuff. And I know one of the youngest victims in the shooting was 6 years old. I think what people usually have a problem with is blaming guns for it. Not the idiot that did it, not the crazed person that did it, is they try blaming the guns, and I think that we're taking a wrong approach to this, and we have to be rational about how we solve these problems and stuff. And outlawing guns and restricting gun rights, it's not going to work. It's kind of like saying, if we outlaw marijuana, people won't smoke marijuana. It's not the same thing. I mean, people are dying, but it's the same type of logic. And I'm a fine advocate of gun rights, Second Amendment right, and everything. But I operate firearms responsibly, in a safe manner. And it always takes one bad person to mess it up for the rest of us who do, operate guns safely and stuff. 65 million people use guns, if not every day, at least weekly, and they do it responsibly. And some idiot goes around and shoots somebody, and then the people who are responsible end up suffering from it. So my message to people out there, the gun advocates, they're going to jump on this like a bitch in heat. It's just going to happen. They're going to do it. I mean, I know people who don't even like. I mean, they have never been around a gun, but they understand why we have gun rights, and I find it very, very compelling. Not very compelling, just very. We have to pay attention to where these shootings take place. Most of these shootings take place at gun-free zones, And I mean, have you ever heard of shooting happening at a gun club, at a shooting range, at an arms trade? Well, not an arms trade. I guess you call it an arms trade, a gun show or something like. You never hear of mass shootings at these places because the people are armed. The reason they choose these places is because the people are armed and they're easy victims. That's the reason they do this and stuff. And you taking guns away from the responsible people, it's not going to solve the problem. If you take the guns away, people are going to find a way to kill each other. They've been doing it for thousands of years, and it's going to persist. You cannot blame if they take away guns and someone goes and kills a person with a baseball bat or a knife. Are we going to start outlawing baseball bats and knives and stuff? You're more likely to get hit by a car than be a victim in a mass shooting and stuff. But should we outlaw cars? Hell no. Why? Because that's irrational thinking. Is what it is. And when we have to be better than that. We're moved along enough in society, and as a way of thinking and stuff, we have to be able to rationally think what could solve these problems and stuff. And truly, I believe that you're not going to 100% solve these problems.
No.
You're not going to do it. You know,
No.
people are some
impossible.
people are just crazy. You are not going to solve all murders just by outlawing something. I mean,
No.
people, like I said, people have been killing each other for thousands of years, and they're going to continue doing it. But I'm a firm believer, you know, that if someone in that crowd was at least caring, you know, they may have not engaged this idiot, you know,
Yeah.
but they would have gave them the fighting chance. I would rather have a choice whether I want to engage a person who's trying to attack me and stuff. I'd like the option to at least be able to, hey, I can stand toe to toe with this guy, you know, and basically, man, like I said, I want a fighting chance. And none of these people had a fighting chance because it was a gun-free zone. Well, a lot of gun advocates like throw out there, well, if you give everybody guns and everybody starts carrying, you know, who's to say someone's just going to snap because, let's say a movie theater, someone's phone goes off, and someone's going to snap because someone's phone goes off. Again, irrational thinking. You know, very irrational. You know, we have to use our heads here, definitely, you know. Like I said, there's people out there who exercise these rights carefully, and, you know, I believe people should have the right to carry, you know, concealed weapons. I really do. But, you know, along with that privilege comes a great responsibility, you know, and we usually don't hand carrying concealment permits to crazy people. You know, there's like a big test you have to take and everything to even get a permit for it, you know, and that's good. You know, I see nothing wrong with that. I don't look at that as an infringement upon my rights and stuff. You know, some might think otherwise. I think Brady bills and stuff like that are infringing on my rights because, you know, it makes getting a gun difficult for responsible gun owners. And the thing, these people aren't realizing that people who break the law are not going to abide by the law.
Exactly.
You know, so you think if you take away all the guns and stuff, you're actually you make the people vulnerable to become victims.
Yes.
So taking the guns away, it's not going to solve anything. It's going to make us more victim to the crazies or the idiots who want to do wrong, the people who don't want to abide by the law and live within society in a peaceful manner and stuff. That's what that's going to do. And we have to be smarter than that. You know, I would love the day to where we wouldn't have to carry guns around, but these gun advocates, the UN, the United States government, all these politicians, they throw it around there like the guns are the problem. When in reality, it's the people. It's the people who carry the guns that are the problem. The crazy people. Like I said, I mean, I operate guns safely. I always have. You know, I remember the first gun I ever had was I was probably about 6 years old. But when I received my first gun, it was like my dad was out there and he was teaching me safety. No, hey, if you're not shooting, you know, keep your finger out of the trigger wheel. Keep the gun aimed at the ground at all times. Never aim a gun in the air, and never aim at something unless you tend to kill it. So that got rid of that mindset. They got rid of playing around with guns and stuff. And I would go to my friend's house and they would be playing with guns and stuff. You know, you're gonna do, kids fuck around and shit. That happens. You know, but even when I was around my friends, I would get upset if they was playing with guns and stuff, and I'd tell them, hey, this could take someone's life, you know. And you know, we've been faced around that situation before, but I can understand why people are scared of guns. You know, I can understand it 100%. You know, because if they're not exposed to guns, you know, the fear is of something they don't know something about. It's not the fear of what the gun can do. But I've seen people who've never shot a gun before in their life, and you take them on a range and you take time with them and you show them safety tips and stuff, and they actually you know, fall favor to guns and stuff. And it's not that we want guns to hunt. I hate it. Most of these politicians claim that they're defending your gun rights on Capitol Hill by saying, what about all these hunters? No, that's not why we have the Second Amendment right. That's not why we have it. We have it so we can oppress tyrannical government. That is the reason we have it. You know, Thomas Jefferson was very clear, you know, that you have to have an armed citizenry. You have to have it. We keep the government in check. But like I said, the people who exercise the gun rights responsibly, they're directly targeted when some idiot goes out and fucks up like they did. You know, and like I said, we feel sorry for the people who were injured and the people that were killed. I mean, we feel your grievance, we really do. But like I said, the solution to this problem is thinking with our heads, and I mean, we might have to implement something that ensure that people who are sold guns are not crazy people. Definitely, if that
Yeah.
means, hey, you can buy the gun, but we're going to hold it for a day, and we probably need to do some kind of medical background check and everything. I mean, I could definitely live with that. Can totally, definitely live with that. But as long as, we're not handing guns to crazy people to go kill other people. Us buying, they do background checks now, of course, but, that really is not really that successful, because I can go on websites right now to where people are advertising guns, and it's like just like a third party. You go buy it from them, and you call them up, ask what kind of gun it is, and you go to their house, they sell you the gun. There's no way to track that. No way to track that. But right there, if I'm going to sell a gun to somebody, I'm not going to, like, an 18-year-old kid comes up. I don't know this dude from Adamant, and he comes up and wants to buy a gun. I'm going to ask him, okay, man, first I need to see some ID, of course, and second, what kind of experience do you have shooting? And if I have to, well, come out back and shoot with me and stuff, so I know what this kid's doing before I sell this kid a gun. Definitely. That's just being a responsible citizen. And like I said, I do believe in the right to bear arms 110%. But I understand the philosophy, the reason why we have that amendment. I understand why we have it and stuff. And I understand guns kill people and stuff. And another thing these people who run around killing other people with guns and stuff, you got to think of how they value human life. That's another part I think gun control advocates don't even consider. Who are you giving these guns to? And how do they value human life? I mean, if someone came to my house wanting to buy a gun, and he's all gung ho about shooting shit up, you goddamn right I'm not gonna sell him a gun. That's just a moral thing to do. But I think the last thing we should do is outlaw guns completely and stuff. And I found it was kind of ironic how all these shootings start happening. This wasn't the only one. There was supposedly one in California.
Yeah,
that
Los Angeles.
Did they stop that in time?
I'm not
We'll
really
have
sure.
to get back with you on that. It was happened there, and I think it was in Maine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same night. The same night the Dark Knight Rises and everything. The same night that movie came out. It happened in 2 other places. I don't think that resulted in any casualties. We have to look that up. But like I said, I find it really ironic that the UN is dealing, and the UN and President Obama are dealing with the UN arms trade treaty, and all of a sudden these shootings happen, and Alex Jones was right, he kind of predicted everything that was going to happen. I remember watching his episode and stuff, and I can't remember what exact date it was on, but he actually predicted that something might happen before the arms trade treaty was signed, so, I mean, I respect Alex a lot, and the guy knows what he's talking about. If you just watch his shows and stuff, the guy understands what he's talking about. And for you who don't know Alex Jones, he has a website called Infowars.com. Very informal website, and he covers things that you're definitely not going to hear in the mainstream media. And it's just gotten to the point to where these days I don't even care to turn on the news anymore. I don't. I'm tired of being fed complete bullshit, and it's from Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all these assholes, just mainstream media who just. I don't know who runs these motherfuckers. Seriously, man, the shit they put on there and stuff. And like I said, I rely mainly on independent news channels. Like I said, Alex Jones, definitely, man. That guy is just him, Adam Kokesh, very good guys, and they're passionate about what they talk about, and you can tell it definitely. Alex Jones gets definitely worked up, but over issues, especially issues like this, the shooting in Colorado. But Alex Jones predicted something that was going to happen, before the UN arms trade treaty, and I was hoping we could prove him wrong, because I just don't like hearing atrocities like this within our countries. But Alex was right, and we should listen to him. He's been right. Everything that's happened, the guy's been right on, and like I said, it's a very sad situation to happen. And like I said, to the families and friends of people who were murdered brutally, and the people that were injured brutally, our hearts go out to you, definitely. But we need to solve this in a rational manner. Yeah, that guy should be locked. James Holmes should be locked under a fucking prison to rot. Definitely. But how are our gun rights? This is going to affect our gun rights. our right to bear arms. You know, we have to think about this, and we have to take a reasonable approach to ensure that our rights are upheld. And I understand that your loss is great, but we need to settle this in a rational manner. Thank you.